That's a secret. That's a secret. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
The D37, like I said, have been a group that has been available for all the political causes of the late Ezomo. He put this group at a time when he wanted to contest for the national chairman of the PDP. A large number of us joined him at the time, and when you sought to lead this country in 2019, he then recruited as many more members as possible. And in 2023, prior to the primaries, he formed a technical committee at your instruction, which was called TICOM. And all of us were members of TICOM. We toured this country with him. We did everything possible to ensure that the nomination of the party was given to you. You got it. We were looking forward to you becoming the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That belief, that conviction was what our late leader, Raymond DOKPESI, worked, stood for, and died for. And we believe, like he did, that you actually won election in 2019, you won election in 2023, and that you have been robbed unjustly by this country. And that the only way peace, development will return to this country is when we return to the path of rectitude, to do justice to a man who has been unjustly treated by a nation that he has served with all his might, with all his resources and all his conviction. A man who has stood for one just cause, the deepening of the democratic right of the people of Nigeria to elect a leader or leaders of their own choice without compromise. And so we are to reassure you this afternoon, Your Excellency, that we're here to reaffirm your late friend's conviction, his dedication to you, and to commit ourselves to do that task and to remain faithfully standing behind you in your pursuit of justice. And as you go to the Supreme Court, it is our conviction that God, who is the only just factor in this world, will come down and ensure that the justices do justice to your case. But even if the human factor makes it impossible for you to get justice, we want to reassure you that we will stand with you as the last wish of our leader until the day you are pronounced the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I thank you very much. Our program is brief, but essentially also long, because we won't take so much time, but let me just read it out. So I'm on the third item, which is the introduction and the opening remarks. We have solidarity messages. We have selected 4 people who will speak, and then the last person that will speak will be the son of our late leader who will give the vote of thanks. So the order of solidarity messages will come from Senator Yusuf Brahimo, Honorable Mina Hosfor to represent affirmative action. Bishop Habu Dawaki will speak for the stakeholders, and Senator Victor Kazimuyofo, our leader, will cap up with the message of solidarity from the group. And then my brother will give you the vote of thanks.
distinguished senators in the House, the former leader of the House of Reps, and honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and also gentlemen of the press. Thank you, Your Excellency, for granting us audience to be here. With so much gladness in our hearts, this is also a very emotional one for us, especially for me, because our father, the founder of this group, the one who believed so much in your mandate, and also brought us all together to come together to deliver this great cause, is no longer with us, but his spirit is here with us, and I can feel it strongly. We are here to assure you, sir, that we are still with you. We believe in your mandate because you stood for restructuring of this country, unifying this country, and that is what we need the most. And I can strongly say that if you had been pronounced the president of this country, the story would have been different today. My boss, my godfather, would have still been here. He was brokenhearted because he went all out for that project. It was his project. He wanted to win. Until his last day, he gave us that courage that you should be the president of this country. And up till the next judgment and next sitting, we're going to be with you all the way. I'm from Rivers State, and I know what I went through during your campaign period. I was insulted, I was mocked because of the fact that I was on your campaign team. And I told them, I believe in His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, because I know he's the just man for this mandate to deliver and basically, above all, unify this country. And I stood on that ground till the last day, and I'm still going to be on this mandate till the last day. Thank you very much, sir.
The Friday before Ezemo died, I was with him till about 1 a.m. And I remember asking him a question because we were discussing. The man was so passionate about Nigeria and passionate about you. And I asked him some questions. And one of the questions I asked him was, sir, why are you still doing this? You have sacrificed so much. You have given so much. And he told me, do you think I'm doing this for myself? I don't need anything to gain out of this. All I want is a better Nigeria. And I believe His Excellency Atiku Abubakar will give us that better Nigeria. I was shocked with his answer. I left for Jos, only for me to come back from Jos. I received the sad news of his demise. In spite of all that has happened, Your Excellency, the last thing we can give up is hope. Hope is the expectation of future good. If we give up hope for Nigeria, we have given up the destiny of the future generation. You have stood and you have made so much sacrifices for this nation over the years. Sometimes, just like I did with the late Ezemo, if I had a chance to ask you, I would have asked you the same question. Why are you doing all this? But I know that you have foresight for this country. You have stood for so many things over the years. And And that's the reason why some of us believe that you, as a beacon of hope for the ordinary Nigerian, will take us out of this hopelessness to a future glory. The last 8 years has been what many of us would call kakistocracy. A government by the worst, for the worst. And our expectations was that there would be a change and a turnaround. Even though we have not seen it yet, I believe we will still see it. Your Excellency, we are all here to stand by you and to tell you that no matter what happened, the sacrifices you have put in over the years will not be in vain. Nigeria is our land. We will not abandon it. We will continue with it until the sun rises again. Don't give up, sir. And some of us are still with you. I will know one day the battle will be over. Thank you. God bless you.
I'm a beneficiary of your benevolence. Along with millions of Nigerians, you are my benefactor. I don't want to go into that here, they all know. Our relations started well before 1998. And we were supposed to form the biggest party in this country until something happened. And PDP was formed, and we went on with the APP. You were leading PDM, we were leading the new era. The major parties political families that will have formed the major party in this country. In 1999, May, you became the vice president and the engine room of this country, of the government. You insisted that there was a political family that must be brought in. And you invited us, the leadership of New Era. We came and you insisted, and you got your principal to agree that we need to come into government in 1999. I was part of that leadership. We told Your Excellency at that time that we were not interested in positions, we just wanted to support the government. And in 1999, government was formed until 2000. Early, you invited us again and said, we can't do without you. And you brought us in, and you put me and my leader, Chief Lawa Kaita, together. And for over three years, I had the opportunity of having a breakfast meeting with you and Chief Lawa Kaita, talking about government and how to keep this country going. I doff my hat to you, my leader. Over time, I've been waiting for time to pay you back, sir. The opportunity came over 6 years ago when we knew that you were now ready to become the president of this country. I joined our leader here, Raymond DOKPESI. The elders here, you see, be with me, and some other elders who are the ones that have held the ladder for Raymond DOKPESI to climb and be our leader, because he had God-endowed resources, he had intellect, he had intelligence, he had the resources, he was generous, he had all the qualities to be a leader, and we accepted him and supported him all the way. He's been leading us up till May 29. In short, in the quest of your presidency in 2019, I had to lead the DOKPESI team when we struggled for him to become the national chairman of the party. The rest is history. You know what happened in Port Harcourt in 2017 when the same old guy did us in, just like he did us in 2019. We did not stop there. Come 2023, we went on the prowl much earlier with TCOM and D37 and spearheaded the emergence of Your Excellency as a candidate of PDP as we speak. So we're not just here, we are part of your family, very strong. But we allowed and we pushed forward our leader, our brother, our son, Raymond, to be in the forefront, and we were supporting him by the hand behind. Like I said, we held the ladder for him to perform. Unfortunately, he passed on 3.5 months ago. And then we met and we decided that the hope and aspirations must not die. On your mandate we stand, my leader and my president in waiting. On your mandate we all stand, and we are there to ensure that it is recovered. We listened to the judgment without justice recently, and we thought that that was just the beginning. Man has done his own, God is yet to do his own. We are waiting till about November 5 or 6, when the Supreme Court, inshallah, will give judgment, the judgment of God. And we are hoping and praying that we now have the opportunity for a rerun in February when our leader will become the president. I don't want to speak too much, but I want to say to you, my leader, that on your mandate we stand. We have some observations, a few. I don't know whether we have enough time. I might have to come back. About the party, our PDP, it is polarized at the moment. We need a surgery, we need an intervention. There are elections coming across a few states coming. Edo State, for instance, which you know very well, we have elections coming very soon. We have Congress is coming very soon. We need to take control of the party in that state. The controversies at the party at the national level requires your attention, Your Excellency. We don't want to go to a rerun with a polarized party, and you know what to do. God bless you, Your Excellency.
Well, there are many things to say. As far as Raymond is concerned, today perhaps is the only day I can speak of him without shedding tears. It has taken, I have never been able to speak on television about him because the emotions are too deep. And you and somebody we all believe in, particularly himself. He believed in you more than anything I know he believed in. In a world where people like to show themselves and talk about themselves, Raymond was always at the back. We support him. I support him, as you know. And we will stand by you. I can assure you that my statement is not a little one. For instance, in Nigeria not having you, I will point out a few things they are already missing. You are the only one who wants to restructure Nigeria. You are the only one who has written a book about it, not just talking about it. Not that you wrote the book because you wanted people to just vote for you. It was written since 2006. So that is how far-reaching, and you have documented your thoughts about what Nigeria should be. You are not in politics because you are looking for how to want to eat next day or for you to be known. Because of your intrinsic stand, you stand also for the truth, and truth will not abandon you. Look at, for example, the issue of having a direction. Everybody will know, for instance, take the petroleum industry that sustains Nigeria. If you visit information that is in the public, you will find that NNPC says Nigeria runs on 68 million liters of PMS per day. If you know, I tell you for free, a barrel of oil, when it is processed, yields approximately 72 to 80 liters of PMS. So if you divide 68 million by 80 or by 72, that will come to about almost 1 million barrels of oil a day. Now, how can Nigeria pay for that? So, from your shop, which includes us, who have the knowledge, we want to suggest that to ease Nigerians' pain, they should visit that number 68 million, because it is an inflated number that cannot be justified. If you take out what is erroneous, the suffering that has been imposed on Nigeria based on wrong figures will be reduced by that what is erroneous. That is the kind of leadership I know you produce, you provide. And you use people who are capable of telling you what is true, which guides you. That is how you were VP. You assemble a team that no one could fault. And that's what gave Nigeria direction. Now, we are floating in a rudderless, we're a boat without rudder, drifting on the sea. We stand by you, sir. I believe, and I stand on the knowledge, that if you stand by the truth, God himself will back you up. And that is what the judges in Nigeria must know. Unfortunately, through their own actions, they have put the judiciary on world trial. They cite the law we quote were not Nigerian in Britain, where we copied everything. If now we can speak as they say, if those who want the law to adjudicate can now talk from both sides of their mouths, then it is not you that they are putting on trial. We the little we can do, you can call on. Anytime you need any of us, feel free. We are not used to get crashing, but we honor the invitation. Sir, I can only pray for you that the Lord who sent you will give you victory in everything you lay your hands on for the benefit of the people.
Just like many of you have testified, our both political and personal relationships since the early 80s. I want to express my profound happiness and gratitude that we are alive and we are still together. Here, I have in mind particularly the historical or political historical narration by Senator Isa Brahimo, whom we have been in the trenches together since the early 90s up to today. But I happen to have started my relationship with my late brother Ezomo even before starting my political career. So I don't consider him a friend, I consider him a brother. The night, his passing away was announced to me, I think, Buchi, I was in Yola, and I was alone in my bedroom. My wife was not there, nobody was there, and I was weeping all night until I felt as if I was going to have a heart attack. And then I called my doctor immediately to come. I don't think I have cried for anybody's passing away like I did for late Ezemo, because I saw in him somebody who liked me, who loved me more than anybody else. So let me commend you and pay tribute to you for having stood all along with him and supporting him in his quest to see to my political ambition. This is not the first time he has done it. He has done it a couple of times. He has done it 2019. I think he has done it in 2007 as well also. So let me individually and collectively thank you for staying together. Because if there is anything that brings about dispersal of people or human beings, is the loss of a leader, of a friend, or a supporter. But the fact that you have remained intact even after his demise is commendable, and I pay tribute to you. And I consider you honest and loyal friends and supporters of Ezemo. So will I consider you as loyal and dedicated friends to me as well.
We want to thank you fervently for granting us this audience with you. My journey that has brought me here started sometime in 2021. In the dead of the night, I was working with my dad as usual, and he asked everyone who was in his office to leave. And he asked me to sit down and wait with him. And when the last man had shut the door, he looked at me and told me that he had finally figured out the way forward. He said he had found a way that would guarantee hope for my generation and the next generation after me. And all that rested in your election and your emergence as the next president of Nigeria. And that he was willing to give everything to guaranteeing and securing that position and that dream, that vision. And I asked him, why? Why you? And in his usual behavior, he paused for a few moments and kept scribbling. And then when I had almost lost hope that he was going to respond, he looked at me and said, Peter, that is the right thing to do. And that's the right person that would redeem Nigeria. He saw you as Nigeria's true sign of destiny. I come here with a huge delegation to thank you and acknowledge everything you've been through in the past months. I remember hearing from a close source, I think it was Madam Bucci, that you were sobbing when you got the news about Ezomo's demise. And I immediately understood why you were in such a poor state. Ezomo was relentlessly devoted to you and your cause. He would give up any and everything because he was that loyal of a person. Once he had set his mind on a target, regardless of what hardships or what issues he had to bear, he would. Every night in the gazebo, in his gazebo, he would ask me to play a song, his favorite Jimmy Cliff tracks, Many Rivers to Cross. And he would sing and explain why it was necessary to remind ourselves of the task that was ahead. He said, not to despair, that the right thing never ever comes easy, and we'll always have to endure all sorts of hardships to get there, because that was the price we had to pay. So, Your Excellency, I would like to say that even though our leader, the High Chief Ezomo, may have transcended, his physical body is in here, but I do believe that as his legacies who are present here with you, that he's here with you in spirit, and is still committed to achieving the goals that he started whilst he was alive. I would like to reassure you that his machinery that he invested in over the years, physically through words of training and encouragement, and all his visitations and commitments are still intact and ready to deliver your mandate. It is no more just your mandate, it is our mandate, because that was his final project, and we see it as a means of promoting his legacy, which is also your legacy. So we see you not just as our leader, but as our father as well. And your mandate will be achieved, God willing. Bless you and thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency. I'm good. Thank you, sir.